Welcome to KoRn, the unofficial biography and interview.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm on jet lag.
How many steps did you do?
Huh?
How many steps did you do?
I lost count.
Gentlemen,
Yeah.
you were at the Ozfest. You play in England?
No, we didn't play.
Ah, you didn't play? Why?
We canceled because our guitar player had a baby
Ah.
any day now. So
I thought you were coming from USA. Huh?
yeah,
Ah, okay.
I'm just all. I flew in last night or yesterday. Yesterday morning. I don't even know what day it is.
And that's the beginning of the press tour.
Yeah. So I'm here and I do like interviews for 8 hours. a
No
day.
guitar, just press.
No, that's just pressed. Don't play.
Okay. Okay, first thing, with the new album you want to try a not much crossover between hip hop and metal. With the song is in the Family.
No, see, everybody's got it. I wish we put some different songs on that. The tape we got, all those have got like our hip hop crossover songs. There's like the two, one with Ice Cube and the one with me and Fred. That one, yeah, is cool, but the whole album isn't like that. There's other songs that still got our same, like we have really heavy songs and stuff that's different. It's in the same one vein. We didn't go to try to go to hip hop because it would just be too much. I think we just meld everything together perfectly on this album. We're taking our time and made it really cool.
But in a way, do you think that KoRn sound is a break between the tradition of the heavy metal of the past and the new frontier?
Yeah, it's definitely way different. It's better, I think.
It's a great mixture.
Yeah, mixture of just all kinds of different elements. There's like jazz, hip hop, all kinds of stuff in there that we've done.
But before you began a musician, which kind of influences you had in
80s,
80s?
music, you know, the
Pop music.
Pop music, yeah.
Like Duran.
Duran, Flock of Seagulls, Missing Persons, Adam Ant.
Uh-huh.
Those are my influences, totally. And then I'm into like goth music, death rock, like Christian death, stuff like that.
And then you re-elaborate that in your own way.
Yeah, I did. And then we just took it in all different, because the rest of the guys, you know, fucking have money. I can breathe.
Fresh air.
Oh yeah. Yeah, cool. Fucking saying, totally scared me. Big Mexican staring at me. Yeah, those influences changed us, but the rest of the guys, like the rest of the band, they had metal influences.
Heavy metal, yes.
Yeah, because those boys are like encyclopedias of heavy
And
metal.
you didn't like that at the time?
Mm-mm.
No.
I started liking heavy music when I heard, well, the first like heavy song, like heavy metal album I ever bought was, I think, Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the next one was Dio, Last in Line. Was it Last in Line? Was that the name of the album? Ronnie James Dio? Anyway.
Yeah.
Last in Line? Holy Diver.
Holy Diver, yeah.
Yeah, and Last in Line I had those. Yeah. Those are the first metal albums I got. And they're alright, I listened to them, I dug them kind of. And then I guess totally in the 80s thing and all that stuff. And I got into hip hop. I was totally into hip hop back when it first popped out. I started DJing and I spun, I did dances and stuff like that. And then when I stopped doing that, I heard Vulgar Display of Power from Pantera and I go, oh, I want to be in a band like this. So then I started my first band and then I got into KoRn. So that's what turned me into heavy music.
American rock music has evolved continuously in the past 30 years, changing music scenes so drastically that it's totally unlike what it was. Los Angeles, thanks to the record company's headquarters being there, has been the center all through that period. The recent wave of metal bands is split by purists in several branches. but everybody agrees that KoRn are the leading group of the decade. KoRn emerged from Bakersfield, North California, and they were generated from two bands. KoRn was formed in 1993 with the dissolution of two bands, Sex Art and LAPD. Sex Art was the band that Jonathan Davis had led during his years as an assistant coroner, and it consisted of Jonathan Davis on vocals, David DeRue on bass, Chaka Ray Solis, and Ryan Shuck on guitar, and Dennis Shin on drums. Ty Elam, now with Cradle of Thorns, supposedly only sat in to jam with the band, but is also listed as sharing vocals with Jonathan on Sex Art's only official release song on the Cultivation 92 album. LAPD was the band which included Richard Morales on vocals, James Monkey Schaefer, Reginald Fieldsnuts Arvizu, David Silvera, and on tour, but not on the album, Brian Head Walsh. When asked about LAPD's material, Monkey said, "Me, Fieldy and David recorded it. When we were about 18 or 19, you might even hear some KoRn parts. That's when I played some ripping solos." LAPD only released two recordings, the 3-track EP Love and Peace Dude in 1989 and in 1991 Who's Laughing Now. Both were released on XXX Records. The future bandmates first crossed paths when Monkey and Brian were in Bakersfield one night. They went to a bar where Sex Art were playing. According to Monkey, they were getting ready to leave, but just as they were walking out the door, John began singing. They turned around, went back in, and watched the whole set. It was soon after Sex Art's appearance on the Cultivation 92 album that Jonathan left Sex Art to go to LA, and Smiley, Brian Armour, joined Sex Art as a new vocalist. At the time, Smiley was singing in a band called Brother from Another Mother. All of Sex Art loved his style, and he was the first pick to replace Jonathan. Although they had now found a permanent singer, Sex Art only continued for several more months, and then went their separate ways. Smiley formed the band Glass Cut Eternity, and DeRue and Chaka ended up in Huntington Beach with Dennis and Ryan in a band called Supermodel, which featured Richard, who had left LAPD, as their frontman. Currently, the ex-members of Sex Art are doing various things. Ryan is now in Orgy, and Dennis is a music producer in Southern California, and Chaka, DeRue and Smiley are now in Juice. However, back to Jonathan. LAPD had disbanded. Not willing to give it up though, they reformed as Creep, with Brian joining on indefinitely. However, they still needed someone to fill Richard's shoes, and it was during this time that Brian and Monkey were living in LA, and they saw Jonathan at that fateful show in Bakersfield. They approached him about trying out for the band. Initially, Jonathan didn't want anything to do with it. However, he consulted a psychic, and the psychic told him he would be stupid if he didn't join it, so he went against his better judgment and tried out anyway. It was during the audition that they realized that Jonathan was the perfect singer for the new band, and as Monkey put it, we just clicked. Having decided on a new frontman, the band knew they needed a new name, and Jonathan described the short decision-making process. We were trying to think of a name, and this name KoRn just popped into my head. And I said, "What about KoRn?" Everybody agreed. When David was asked about the name, he said that it doesn't really matter what your band's called. The music makes the name, and you know that. KoRn is a dumb name, but once a band gets established, that makes it a cool name. KoRn gathered a small following, raised a few eyebrows at various record labels. Although many appealed to them, there was always a lingering fear of the group having to conform to the label's needs or desires, rather than be able to do whatever they wanted. They then signed to Immortal Records. Jonathan said, "They seemed to really get into what we were trying to do. They shared our vision, and they didn't want us to conform to anyone else's needs." Soon after that, KoRn was signed, and the rest is history. Jonathan Davis was born in Bakersfield, California, on January the 18th, 1971. He had a vocation for music, but his dad had other thoughts. Instead of buying him a guitar, as every music writer would have, he sent him to work in a morgue as an apprentice. Jonathan also became the student of an extremely morbid university course, mortuary science. At the age of 16, he got a job as an assistant coroner in the Kern County Coroner's Department. He also moonlighted as an undertaker at a nearby funeral home, having recently earned a degree at San Francisco School of Mortuary Science. Jonathan's nickname is HIV. He does not in fact have AIDS or the HIV virus, although he does have the letters HIV tattooed in his upper left arm. He says that tattoo has probably saved my life. You know, in situations when passion and lust take over your brain, I take a look at that tattoo and I remember that the virus is out there and you never know who's got it. Jonathan married his girlfriend, Renee, in late November 1998. They have one son, Nathaniel.